Hello. Hello, hello,
Hello.
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 Hey, everybody.
It's been
Wow.
uh, it's been a month.
A month?
A month. Is
That's
A
not
everybody
month.
true.
ready?
That's not
Not for
true. It's
you.
been two. It's been 2 weeks for you.
Yeah, it has been 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Yeah. So it's been a couple weeks for some of you, but yeah, the rest of us. For me, it's been a few months. Sorry, I've been absent. That's my bad.
Hey, let me just do a quick intro. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the release party, Home Assistant 2025.9. This means it's September. That means 3/4 of all releases, 75%, have been shipped. We have an epic release.
Oh, come on.
This is
Yeah.
really, really good.
So we are nearly done.
We're nearly done. Yeah. 1.0.
It's almost Christmas. Do you have your Christmas tree ready?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's time to tweak the Christmas lights and
Gotta
such in
get
Home
those ugly
Assistant.
sweaters. Okay. Hey, but before we dive in, let's do a quick intro just so everybody knows who these hats are. My name is Paulus Schoutse, founder, Home Assistant, president of the Open Home Foundation.
I am Missy Quarry, the community and social media manager at the Open Home Foundation, also known as head of shitposting.
Cheers. Hi, I'm Frank. I'm the lead of the Home Assistant project at the Open Home Foundation.
Hello, I'm Wendelin. I'm a front-end engineer at the Open Home Foundation.
Hi, I'm Laura. I'm a product person at the Open Home Foundation.
A product person, nice. I'm a design person at Home Assistant, also known as product designer for Home Assistant.
Yeah, welcome everyone.
Yeah.
So cool to kick off this release. But before we dive into the release, I do think we should go over a bunch of things that happened this month, because it has been a busy month. And on top of that, we're going to add a very massive release, but we'll talk about that in a bit. But it has been busy. Paulus is already sneak peeking definitely the biggest thing of this month.
Oh, it's just
Yeah.
slowly coming up.
No, so listen, for the people that have not seen the previous stream of 2 weeks ago, we launched the Home Assistant Connect ZWA2, the best way to connect Z-Wave devices to a Home Assistant. This thing has been designed with range and performance first in mind, and all the other things were afterthoughts, right? So we wanted to make sure that Home Assistant can reach every device anywhere in your house. And we launched it. You guys all bought it, and we've heard all the feedback. It looks like we've achieved our goal, and we've seen many, many, many connectivity issues gotten resolved by people upgrading, which, by the way, upgrading is super easy. It's 5 minutes. We have a great wizard coming from an old adapter to a new adapter. I see the gorgeous website has been put online. Can we scroll down a
It's
little?
stunning, right? Yeah, exactly. That's why I put it up. It's so stunning.
Yeah. Oh.
Darren, if you look at this, by the way, you did an amazing job, Darren.
And
Thank you
Clelia.
so much.
Yeah,
And
So
Clelia, yeah, of
sweet.
course, I shouldn't forget about Clelia and the content from the communications team. But
Yeah.
this, look at that. Look, that's just some different class, man. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Oh.
Absolutely.
I kept scrolling on this thing.
Paul.
So
Kick
there's a
Paul out
an
of chat.
Easter egg on this website. So if you can find it, then there's a little Easter egg that Darren put in. But yeah, no, this device, it is amazing, and it's big, and that's just the way Z-Wave gets the best performance. Yeah, we hope you like it, right? And if you buy a Home Assistant Connect ZWA2, you are supporting the Open Home Foundation, and you're supporting our development on Z-Wave, and you support our development on everything else, right? Everything you see and hear today, the things that we have worked on together with the community, they are being funded because the Open Home Foundation has commercial partners. Nabukasa is one making Home Assistant Connect ZWA2, but also Home Assistant Cloud. All these official licensed products, they make Open Home Foundation possible. That's why we're having so many awesome people working on open source and making all this cool stuff, right? And we're not stopping at Z-Wave. There's more to come, but I don't want to spoil any fun. But we don't believe in just one standard. We want to have as many standards that are working local and are private. So Z-Wave is one of them. Maybe you can think of a few others. We'll probably want to add some cool stuff for that too. So yeah. And I think, good to mention, maybe as a transition, unless any of you guys have any thing to follow up on this, we are
It's beautiful.
job
That's all.
openings.
Like, it's tall, but it's still like it works really well. The range, like I've been looking at the YouTube videos and everybody experimenting. I like the one of Lewis. He actually really showed some real world use cases at his parents' house. The range on this thing is amazing.
Yeah.
I also like all the screenshots of the network meshes, right? Where it was before like a different kind of hubs, and it was just a single star because, right, it reaches every device you can reach.
I saw people show like actual showing on a map where the jumps are going from outside of Home Assistant. So like a satellite map showing what the jumps were doing before and how far out it is now. And so you can actually see the range it was for them. So for them, it was from their main house out to like a workshop house, like 700 feet away. And it was fabulous. So cut out 2 extenders. Super nice.
And we're not done yet, right? As in, Home Assistant Connect CWA2 is an amazing piece of hardware. We have a few tricks up our sleeve that we're currently cooking in the kitchen. I don't want to say anything yet because I don't want to give out any promises, right, that we cannot keep. And I don't want you to buy something for something that we promise. So I'm not saying what it is, but we are cooking something cool. And so
it's going to be huge, right?
Sorry?
And it's going to be huge.
Massive, I would say.
Yeah.
Oh, massive.
So it's no, but yeah, the Home Assistant Connect CWA2 might do more in the future. We don't know yet, so stay tuned on that.
How many cinnamons can we come up for massive or big? Anyway, CWA2 is great. You had a bridge for this one, by the way, or have you destroyed that bridge, by the way?
Well, my bridge was if you are, if you like supporting the Open Home Foundation, but you actually want to work at the Open Home Foundation, we are hiring. We have a couple more job openings currently. And of course, this would have been a great moment to actually have it open. But if you go to openhomefoundation.org and you scroll all the way to the bottom, because that's where we hide these kind of links, I'm not sure if it's the best thing, but there's currently a couple of things. We have a Node.js engineer, front-end engineer, digital marketing manager, and market researcher job openings open. And Nabukasa, our commercial partner, the company behind Home Assistant Connect CWA2, company behind Home Assistant Cloud, Home Assistant Green, they are also having a job opening open for product manager. So if any of these roles you feel like, oh, that fits me, make sure you submit your resume, and maybe you can get to work on an open source.
I dropped the link in chat for everybody too. It's great. No, it's lovely being able to work for it. Being able to work on this type of open source too, the smart home. It's such a unique industry to actually be able to bring forward. So it's one of my favorite things about working here is we are in such a niche industry, and we get to do a lot of big things because of that.
Yeah. Talking about big things because of that, Missy, we'll soon head out, or a bunch of us will head out for Berlin. And arranged for us to be able to organize a meetup there. So in Berlin, Germany, there's a large event happening, the IFA at 2025, and a bunch of us will visit there. I believe, Matthias, you will be there too?
No, not this year.
Oh, then Laura is then? No?
JLo,
also not?
Marcin, JLo, Marcin.
JLo and Marcin are going there. Yes, I'm so sorry, guys. I will be there.
You're having fun.
I will be there, but a bunch of us will be there, actually.
Uwe will be there. Nicola will also go from Nabukasa's side. So,
yeah.
And then Miranda's going from marketing, our partnership manager, and Joost is going. Yeah, no, there's a big group of people that's actually going to be there. So we reserved Bar 39 near the hotel where the employees are staying. And on Saturday night, you guys are all going to hang out in the bar. Nice. We got it set up only for you guys. So it's just nice. Get to hang out with Open Home Foundation and guests. So yeah, we've got Nabu Casa people obviously showing up, but there's some other partners that are showing up that I think you guys would be interested in. So if you're in the area, join. There's still room. We got 40 spaces open. So
Nice.
that's great. Yeah.
I shared the link in the chat in case you're in the area and you want to join for a little nice evening meetup or in Berlin. Then please do so in September.
And if you're not in the area, there's a lot of direct trains going to Berlin. So
I know.
Yep.
I have a direct train. It's impossible, to imagine. Anyways, super cool. So we'll be heading out there. What else was this month? We had new partners, actually. Two of them.
Yeah.
Two of them again. Miranda is on a roll, actually. So which ones did we add again?
The first one is Air Gradient.
Air
Gradient and Fiend. Fiend.
Friend.
With a
We've been
T.
saying friend. Yeah.
Friend, yes. But yeah,
Friend?
so I've been this area. This is Friend. Which these are Zigbee devices, right?
Yes.
These were the ones from Denmark?
Yes, they are.
Yes, that's very cool.
Yeah, very cool. And what are they adding, actually, exactly? Oh, look at that.
A bunch of things. I like their keypad. That's a
Keypad?
cool device. Yeah, they've got a cool, awesome kind of keypad.
Yeah, they're doing a variety. It's a pretty good variety.
Yep.
That's the
here's
beauty of
keypad.
Zigbee, though, right? Zigbee gets you the pleasure of doing all of
nice.
it. That's really cool.
Use necessary.
That's not
But that's not cool. The pop-up, no, it's required by law. But then again, this reminds me of the old phone. I kind of enjoy that.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little bit like this.
Yeah. Make that as a keypad. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should transform this one into an actual keypad. But yeah, it's nice. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. But friend, that's one. And the other one was indeed, as already mentioned, Air Gradient. Which
I really, really like the Air Gradient products. Everything they do is my table starts moving. Everything they do is open source. They do have the higher quality sensors to be scientifically accurate. I think it started out in Thailand just because they wanted to measure the air quality in schools or something, and then more people wanted to build their own, and they managed to build a business around it, and now they have these cool air quality sensors. I have one in my living room as well, and they measure a whole bunch of stuff, 6-7 different things, and I like it.
nice. I do like them. But this is for outside as well, or something. Open air. Oh.
Yeah, I have the outside one, but it's laying here somewhere. As in
It's not outside.
Any day
Yeah.
now. Any day.
Just needs a little bit of time, huh?
Yeah.
The magical thing everybody is missing out on. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Awesome. So 2 new partners, new device. That was already one heck of a month, to be fair. But yeah, we also have the release upcoming, which is the
Well, before we
upcoming,
jump
yes.
on, these partners, right? It works with the Home Assistant program. We don't just allow anyone to join this program, right? We look at only individual devices. We don't just blanket approve any manufacturer, and we make sure that these devices, they follow our values, right? Do they work locally? Are they private? Do they not vendor lock you in? That means they obviously have to work with Home Assistant, right? And the friend ones, they do Zigbee. That's of course an open standard, which we support, and we checks all the boxes. Air Gradient, they have a local API, and they have their own integration built to integrate with Home Assistant. So even if those 2 companies would go away, these devices will continue to work because it's local, right? And that's the kind of things that we believe in. We need to make sure that when you buy a Works with Home Assistant device, and in 10 years, that device should still work, right? There shouldn't be any cloud that can be turned off and cripple the device. In fact, we actually do not accept cloud devices in the Works with Home Assistant program. So it's a pretty good badge of honor if you see that on a product.
I also like the fact that we require a certification if they are using standard protocols like Zigbee and Matter and Z-Wave, that the products need to be certified. It already needs to have a solid base, before we even start considering, right?
Yep.
So that's pretty cool as well.
And there's a lot of devices coming, right? We have a bigger queue than we can actually process, but we're working very hard to get it through.
It's exciting in a way.
Yeah,
It's super exciting.
How many are we going to add this month then?
We, as far as I'm aware, only a couple, but you never know. Things get
Just
more
like this month, only a
So,
couple. It's getting
a
normal
couple.
at this point.
It is, yeah. That's what we're we got told. I think it was in June where we did like 3 in 1 week, and we were like, "Don't do that again." And then we were like, "No, we agree. We're not going to do that again." So, yeah, no, it's we're trying to pace them out a little bit more, but it also helps everybody who tests the devices too. Like, this isn't on us pushing out content to get these announcements out. We're actually taking the time to make sure that these devices are tested. It's not like we're rushing through any of this. So that's largely what we wait for, is make sure the testing's done properly before we do announcements. So how that goes is really what changes things for us.
Awesome. Yeah. Shall we dive in?
let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's do it, right? 2025.9. And as you can see, we are with a bunch of people this month on the release party, because it is a freaking massive release. This release is huge. There's a lot of stuff in there. And we've asked people to join to talk about that, because they're either been involved in the development or product expert on this regard, or as Matthias is very good in design stuff, so he's going to help you with talk you through the UX side of things. But they all have a subject prepared for you to talk about today on stuff that's in the release.
You only have 2 hours, right? That's the trick.
You have less, just saying.
Okay.
Not that you think like I have 2 hours for that thing that I've been want to talk about. No, but then yeah, we have a lot of subjects. I'm not sure where to start in. I think we should start with, personally, with, if you guys are okay with, the automation editor, because I think this is something that will like open up a new era of things we are going to do in the upcoming months, to be fair.
Yeah.
You want to take it away, Matthias?
Yeah, let's do this. So you already made a nice bridge, because this is a big thing we're working on for a couple of months, or maybe even a bit more than a year already. It's a big topic on our roadmap. We want to make creating automations easier for everyone. And so that started off with us researching what we can do, and we split it out in different kind of subjects. And today we're going to release the first thing what we've been working on for a couple of months already. And it's quite cool. So what we found out during research and during our ideation sessions is that making it easier creating automation, we have to clean up the UI in a sense. We often use this Russian doll example. Maybe you know this, like a box in a box in a box. If you got a real advanced automation, or that's also what we figured out during research. People were often lost in their own creation, in their own automation. So we wanted to fix that.
It's happened like when you use if and choose and such, and continue on building every conditions in them and such, right?
Condition in a condition. Oh yeah, it's gonna 100%. You're gonna get lost.
Yep.
So this is something we want to fix in this release, and I think we quite did it, to be honest. So I prepared a small demo, just because show it is better than just talking about it, right? So I shared my screen here, and I made a demo example of a real automation. There it is.
There it is.
I adjusted a bit. It's good, right? Yeah, so I created a demo automation, including the Nestception, Russian doll, Matryoshka puppet, how you want to call it. We named it all during our ideation sessions. It was fun to do. It was really fun to create a better UI for this. So I will open up and show you the first default, how it's going to show for everyone. From the start, it doesn't look that much of a change. But
Can you
let me-
close the menu bar, by the way?
Yeah, sure. That's better.
Just to get like tons of
The
screen
full
real estate.
picture.
Yeah.
So as you noticed, we have the building block at choose in here, and we got a trigger, 2 conditions, and 2 options in the choose. So not a big change from the start, but the biggest change is going to happen when you tap the trigger, for example. Instead of opening up a box, we open up a sidebar as well, as that's how we call it. And in this sidebar is all the configuration you previously had in the collapsible thingy. So that's the biggest change. And you can do it for everything. So for my condition or the auto condition, or if I open up my choose, I got another one. This works too, right? So the biggest highlights I want to show you here is the sidebar and how we've fixed the choose in this sense. So if I click this one, we highlight this one. If you open up this one, we're going to highlight this one.
I love that little blue glow.
That's
It
cool.
makes it so clear on what you've selected and what's part of the thing that you're looking at right now.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
I think
And
that
that's credits to Wendlin also about this. Wendlin.
Yeah,
Really
I'm
awesome.
also a bit of a designer. Yeah, so
no, but I really like moving the form to the right really cleaned up in a way that what used to be an editor and navigation in once, now we really split like,
Yep.
hey, here we have navigation, here we have an editor, and the blue glow really helps you like, oh, this is the part that you're working on, right? And that's
Exactly.
really nice.
So basically, we split the left column is what we call the flow of your automation, and the right is the configuration of your automation. That's the biggest thing. Yeah, and we also have a bunch of other goodies. I want to show you the mobile version later on because I assume people are going to ask, how is that going to show up on mobile? We also thought about that one. Show you that one later. But also kind of fresh from the press, shortcuts. Wendlin, you added those too, right? So I will try to
yes,
explain what I did. For example, I've got this condition. I press, in this case, because I'm on a Mac, a Command C, or if you are on a Windows, Control C. And if I want to go to option number 2 and add a condition here, it's copied and I can paste it.
Nice.
There it is.
yeah.
That's cool.
Oh,
I think
that's
this
cool.
is a big benefit for power users that really do a lot of automation editing inside our UI. You can be way faster then. Yeah.
Yeah. And the same also for deleting. If you think, no, I don't want this, Command or Control, backspace or delete, and you delete it. There it is.
This is going to be so helpful.
It is. I really liked it. I'm going to share my screen for a bit on a different one. Sorry for the jumping screens, but
Nope.
as promised, I wanted to share my mobile. I think it's here. Yes. Okay. Same automation, only on, in this case, on an iPhone. And what I want to show you is also previously on the automation editor, drag and drop was not the greatest. And we fixed that. I just want to show you.
It was
because
actually not
so-
enabled on mobile.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
even.
it's
Yeah.
added.
It was not
Yeah.
great, so we disabled it even. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the forms were too big, right? It was like
Yeah.
you just scrolling and
With the
scrolling.
nested stuff, it was awful.
But Matthias, like if I look at this, besides dragging it by, how are you adding a sidebar here?
Oh yeah. Good question. I fully skipped it one. Thanks for
Like,
reminding. So
Where's
if
the
I
space for it?
to where space? So I will tap the trigger, so the when. So if I tap this one, we open up a bottom sheet.
Nice.
And Wendlin and Brom and more of on the Open Home Foundation did awesome stuff. So I can make this one bigger or smaller or even close it if I want to. It's all in there. It's so cool. So small
I like
demo here.
the little touch, Wendell, for the animation. As soon as you click it, that you almost feel like it slides up as well.
That's
I
cool,
like
right?
those little touches, to be fair.
Yeah, it feels more native then.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the famous drag and drop. Oh, sorry. No, demo time, right? There it is. Cool, right? So I'm so happy to release this. This is improving the UI quite a lot.
You
Helping
maybe
work
also
with-
can show when you add a trigger. Before it was also, you also felt a bit lost when you add a new trigger.
So add new trigger.
And now with the bottom sheet, you are in the trigger already, and you
Yep.
can work on it. Yeah. And you don't have to search for it.
And
Where
maybe
it
if you
is.
also notice, if I tap this one, it auto scrolls you in the flow. So you still have access to the full flow. That's what we wanted to keep, right? So on desktop, we got the flow on the left and the configuration on the right. We want to make sure that on mobile, you got the same experience. So you still be able to scroll on the full flow.
Yeah, and this, what is so nice is that we're launching this today, but we've launched it to a point where we feel it's launchable, but it's not done, right? We have a shit ton of more plans. Like there's so many ideas floating around, experiments being performed as we speak, and expect this to change and to improve and to iterate on and to get like really, really even like a lot better than if you like. The goal is that in a couple of months, if you would like go back a year, you're like, oh my god, what is this? I want to have this new one right now. So this is going to be like, this is already a huge step. It's going to be a lot better in a couple of months.
I like how this is a big visual change. This is like changes largely how we experience the automation editor, but it's a really tiny part of everything we want to do, actually. But it's probably the most like in your face one. But this really sets off and triggers off the whole, well, I would say the many months of automation improvements to come, because we have a really huge list up ahead. This might even be one of the smallest parts, actually, of the whole journey we are going to.
It's funny if you think
roll out.
about it, Frank. We were working on other things. You were like, let's do this also, and then
This
Really?
has actually been the side effect. Yes, actually, this was never the goal, but let's do it. Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
For me, it was actually a very big change to do.
I understand.
You've
because
done amazing
because
goals.
as you know, the data behind it, the YAML, it's always, we have now on the in the desktop view, we have on the left the flow and on the right the details. But in the YAML, of course, we have it always in one row. And now I have to split this
Let me
data up.
share
and-
the desktop again. That's maybe easier. Share screen. There it is. And yes.
There it is, yeah. Yeah, and here maybe you can also show the YAML mode.
Yep.
Yeah.
So in this case, this one you mean of the full YAML mode?
From the sidebar.
Yeah.
It's maybe interesting when you show it in the choose, for example.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah. Because this is also a side effect that you can actually view your YAML code, but you see it in the UI.
This is so
Oh,
cool.
that's very nice.
Yeah.
you can actually resize the sidebar in case you're thinking like this thing is now not like to
You
the,
cannot
the size.
resize the sidebar. No.
Sorry, the editor. Like if you're like, I want to view it fully,
Yeah,
then there's
yeah.
this little button. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this was added in the last release, right?
A few releases back, yeah. But now
Yeah.
this makes a lot of sense, right? This is helpful in some cases.
It is. It's so cool.
Beautiful.
Yeah, this was very complicated to split up this data, but the data it needs to communicate and be in sync. So yeah, but now it works. Should we maybe also mention the survey we have?
Oh,
prepared?
we for sure should.
Yeah.
Definitely. It is in the blog, but you can mention. I can show you. By the way, I will share the screen and show it.
Good that you mentioned this, Wendelin. So for everything what we're doing as the Open Home Foundation, we want to do it together with the community, and we call it develop in the open, and that means you can do, in this case for the automation editor, can help out by doing two things if you want to. So the first one is the survey. And the survey is like 5 to 10 minutes, a couple of questions, where we ask you how you are using it and sharing your experiences. That's the most easiest way to contribute to Home Assistant, basically. But if you want to chip in and help debating or discussing or help out with code or front end, back end, what you like, you can also join the conversation in Discord. We've got specific channels for kind of projects, as we call them. In this case, for example, the automation and scripts editor. So please join.
Well, it's good to know that if you are going to join us on Discord, you need to have the developer role. So if you are on our Discord, you have to click channels and roles. And you have to pick, I want to contribute developer skills or I want to contribute design skills. There's no obligation pressing that button, but it will unlock a whole new section of our Discord where development is happening. So,
Yes. So if you're interested in what's coming and what we're working on, and if you want to help with that, like this is not just, this last link is not just about like what you see and what is shipped today. It's where we actively are developing and discussing in the open on how we are continuing development from this point on. As a matter of fact, for the upcoming months, actually, that's being shared and discussed there. It's very interesting in general to follow. If you're into development and design, then please join that channel and help us out. And we can use all the inspiration there is.
Yeah,
So that's
JLo,
the
I see your
automation.
comment also about my automation I created. It should be better. Of course.
It's right. You have a conflicting condition, right?
It's a demo. Come on.
There were some
Everything is possible.
questions, by the way. There were two smaller ones that I picked out. One is like, what's the color of the Home Assistant Blue? Home Assistant Blue, I guess. Does it have a name?
Yeah,
Home
we just
Assistant
call it
Blue?
Home Assistant Blue.
Yeah.
I mean, what is Home Assistant Blue has also been changed, right? Because we have the Home Assistant Blue in the logo of Home Assistant, but it's no longer the Home Assistant or the blue
Primary
in
color.
our user interface, right? So
True.
for me, Home Assistant Blue is the logo blue.
Yep, I agree. It's also, by the way, if you actually, there's a little like hidden secret nowadays, but if you would turn on a light and call that action in automation, and you can set a color name, you can actually set the color name to Home Assistant instead of blue or red. Home Assistant is there as a color, little hidden secret.
By the way, the reason why we changed the color in a couple of releases back, just to point out, is for accessibility reasons, right? So that's so we want to make sure that Home Assistant is accessible for everyone. So if you got like harder to see because you are color blindness or different kind of reasons, you have harder time to see it, we made sure that we have the colors contrast is good enough, and that's one of the reasons the blue changed.
Yeah.
And we had a question from Eric. Is there a reason you guys keep this style instead of a flow in terms of overviewing complicated automations?
Good question. So this is also one of the questions we ask ourselves, right, during the couple of months. To be honest, we have not figured out yet what the end goal is going to be, but we do know, and that's why we split up the UI in two frames. You got a flow side and you got a configuration side. And what the flow side is going to be, that's going to change for sure in the future. How is it going to be? We need to
Not decided on yet.
No.
Definitely. Thanks for the question, Eric. Very cool. All right. Automation editor. Cool. I'm so excited for what's coming. I cannot. Like, this is already very cool, but I do it. God knows.
And try it
this
out.
is gonna be exciting.
Edit your
Try it out.
automations.
Definitely. Let us know if there are quirks. Feel free to submit an issue, join the discussion, fill out the form as feedback. We really need that to iterate. We keep iterating every release, right? We are trying to iterate out in the open and ship to you stuff as fast as we can, so you can also like be part of that process. All right, automations. That was it. Thank you so much, Matthias.
No. I'm glad to share.
But we have more this cycle. We have something more for the home, and for that we had Laura here.
Hello.
Hi, Laura. Welcome.
Thank you. So yes, this summer actually was, we thought it was the right time for us to start thinking again of one of those topics that come from time to time, which is what's the actual conceptual home of Home Assistant? Like, this is a very customizable software. Everyone can do what they want for their entry point. But if you're new here, or not even new, if you're an admin and you are adding people to your system and you want them to just reach something, what does this something look like? We do have overview, and overview has a lot of entities displayed. But we're thinking maybe we can do it better. Maybe we can find a balance of displaying a summarized way of home that could be potentially universal enough to be maybe good enough for a lot of people, and then ease the access a little bit more into jumping into, okay, now I create my own dashboards, now I create more things, now I evolve my home, and now it becomes really more customized as what we offer and what you can do basically with Home Assistant. I'm not nervous at all, as you can see. My clock keeps beeping me to stop running, so I apologize if I run in circles or something. I'm also not native English, so apologies if I say something very stupid or very Spanish. It's expected. So yeah, we started with that, and then but we realized that it's not the kind of thing that we can know what's the universal homepage. We know it's an almost impossible task, right? So what we did is we thought also with Paulus, with Matthias, with more peers, with Jayla, with Marcel, and said, okay, can we do like a proof of concept, a POC? Can we ship something in the next release, which is this release, and then just listen, see what it looks like, see what you feel about it, see how it actually behaves when you put it live in your homes and you start interacting with it. So quick for the record, it's not going to be default. It's not going to replace your current experience right now. It's an experimental dashboard that you need to add. So you go to create dashboard, and then you create default home, I think it's called, with the tab experimental, and then you have it. So if you don't want to do this, or you don't feel it's the right time for you to help us to engage with it, it's fine. It's not going to break anything. But if you do, it would be really helpful for us to start seeing your homes with this kind of default experience and say what it makes sense for you. How do we evolve this moving forward? We already have some ideas in the future, and we want to develop in the open and share them and go for them. But for us, it was really important to ship something and then let it breathe and see also what you feel about it. So if you can share my screen, I have here my home. It's already shared. I think, Frank, you need to.
Yeah, sorry. There it is.
I know, it's fine. It's totally fine.
Even dark mode. I saw
Yes,
people asking for it, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Yes, I haven't had light mode. I don't have anything in light mode since 2005 or something. So it's
little secret. Every time like the release is coming by, right, during beta, I will switch everything to light mode because I need to make screenshots and whatnot, and show things on streams. And then after the day after beta, I start to get annoyed by it again, so I switch back to dark mode everywhere. And next month it repeats.
If it's hard to see, you can let me know and I will switch it. I think that the connection is good enough right now, and we can see it. It's
No,
just a
it's
couple
fine.
boxes.
Some people
Just-
like
just-
it, so it's good.
Some people like it.
I do.
So I do too. So this is what we did, right? So basically the concept here is we know like the no-brainer is fundamentally showcasing your home by areas. We debated if we wanted to do something more like with floors or something else. We thought for this POC, it makes more sense to let you see the areas themselves. And then even explore like how much do you miss having floors here. So it's a little of a sneak peek. Then we also introduced this idea of having a couple widgets here that are going to work for getting a bit more at a sneak peek of what's happening generally in the outside. So with this level of ratio, these are very at the bottom, but in other displays, especially in a tablet or something, they might be more reachable. And of course, these are links. So if you click here, you go to the energy dashboard. If you go here, you go to your weather. Then summaries. So this is like the newest thing, and it's also a bit of a gamble. So I really want to listen to your opinions on what you feel about it, what you miss about this. So the idea is that sometimes it's useful to just have like a quick access to some things that are very core, are streamlined, and I'm very scared to say universal because nothing is ever universal, but you get me. At least it's reasonable for most of us and for the community to have something around climate, something around security, something around media playing, and of course, lights. Lights is the one thing that we know, I would say everyone having a smart home has, right? And you need to check, are all my lights on or off? And you can actually check it here. So you click here and you see all your lights, and they are organized by your areas and floors. And then if you go, sorry if it's too fast. If you go to climate, you can also see all the entities that are related to climate, and you see some graphs, etc. Couple tips about this, because it happened to me. You need to have your areas organized, which means let me show you, because it was a bit painful for me, but it was. So you go to your areas and you hit this pencil, and then you go here and you have to adjust which temperature and humidity sensors are actually feeding back to this. If you don't, you are not going to have like the temperature and humidity properly adjusted. This is something that should happen. But in my case, for example, I hadn't discovered it. So I thought it would be useful for you to also have it as a reminder. Yes, we have a new graph. This is a bit more for later. I think this is the trend graph, right? So you have here. More on this later, right, Matthias?
Yes.
Yes, we will have more of that in a bit. Yes.
So I don't
No. little spoiler.
If you let me here for 2 hours, I can speak for 2 hours, 5 hours. It's fine. Like,
Laura, can you actually go back to your climate dashboard? Because I think one thing that we've made sure is that you see those little navigation chevrons, arrows on each area. You can actually quickly jump to your areas from here as well. So we really don't want to have any dead ends. If you're like interested in the climate, but then you're like, wait, what's up with this room? Let me dive in. You can just keep navigating.
Yeah. So you can jump around the whole day.
For 2 hours during the stream. No, joke.
No, but this is important. Like, we acknowledge that if you want a more customized experience, something that caters your needs, you will be creating a dashboard for it. We don't aim to replace your dashboards. It's more about if you don't have either the time, the attention, the capacity, or the interest, it's also fine. You should not be missing on a part of the Home Assistant experience just because you don't need to create a dashboard from zero. So that's it. Same with security. Yes, I almost showed you my car with the plates and everything like 5 minutes ago. So it's
did you unplug the camera or did you disable the camera? What did you do?
No, but this is something that it's also interesting. So for this POC, for simplicity, for being able to ship something fast and get feedback, we also didn't include any kind of editing capabilities here. So you cannot really decide what of these things go in and out, and you cannot decide reorder or put any different things here. But let's say that, for example, you say, okay, this has been available for months. This is here. I keep forgetting to put it. I will do it later. You can also always hide it, right? So you update it, refresh it, ta-da. It's nowhere to be found. So in this case, if it's like a quick hack, if you just don't want a couple of things that are there, that makes sense, like I did with my camera for this demo, it's fine, and you can do it, and it will hide in the strategy boards. I think it's in the area dashboards, unless you take them over, and here in the summaries.
And another way, by the way I have kind of cleaned up is that I have 3 blinds, but they are always all in the same state. So I've just grouped them. And so they're
Right.
only shown as one card or one
Yeah.
tile card.
The
and
group
not
helper,
three.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But remember that you need to either put the group in the area or the individual items in the area. If not, they're going to
It
appear
happens
twice.
automatically, right? It automatically inherits the area of the devices you group.
Yep.
Yeah, but I just mentioned because there's also a chance that you put it manually additionally because it happened to me also.
I've
Again,
never
I'm
heard
a
We've
mess.
seen the
I'm not-
example.
I'm not pretending I'm not a mess with dashboards. It is what it is. But it is, and this is it. And then media players, you also see all the media players
Oh, that's
that you
cool.
have. Oh, sorry, too fast. So yeah, you have
No,
like all the
but
media
that's
players
cool.
here. Yeah. So one of the goals, and then of course, if you go to the area, you see the same different entities per area. And one little thing that we wanted to add is, okay, if we aim this to be something that is out of the box, you enter here and you control something, you put it on a wall if you don't have time to configure anything else, you need to be able to control something, right? Like we all have that, like the go to bed scene, the automation that it keeps getting off, the sensor for the fridge, like this kind of the good night scene, something that it's like, this is something that I need to have here, that it's important, and I click on this button maybe, I don't know, 45 times a day. So instead of forcing you to create a new dashboard just for this, we
Make
created, we
coffee.
had the, sorry, what?
45 times. Make coffee 45 times
Make
a day.
it-
Make coffee. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I do have like one that it's not, I messed it up and it's unavailable again, but I used to have one for the doorbell. So it was really useful to see it change, like if the doorbell was there.
Also, what we
Um,
often see is in we've got a big collection of different kind of dashboards people created. Is that people
Mhm.
have people basically as favorites. So your persons in your household is already art and yeah.
Exactly. So what we did was created this little area that we are calling favorites. It's, again, everything is a proof of concept. It is very small, but basically fundamentally what it does is that it allows you to make entities favorites. So for example, if I say, I don't know, can I, nope.
What about GLaDOS? I thought GLaDOS.
Yeah, that's my, I think we all have our houses are called. Sorry, I'm speaking in English and trying to type in Spanish, so I'm breaking my brain a little bit.
Yeah, you can just switch for 1 minute to Spanish.
No, it's a brain thing. I don't have a switch for that. It's like the words are opposed, so I try to type them, and of course it's not working. So for example, you have that, right? And I can use it. They're perfectly actionable, and I can have almost every entity here. It's a sensor, it's an automation, it's a scene. The siesta switch I was reading the chat. Yes, exactly. and it's a little thing that we think is going to make a bit of a difference. If you're in that moment of, I could use a default dashboard for having a basic of my house, if only I could have a couple entities to control and see. So that's like a middle step. And we thought it's going to be really cool. And of course, all this is going to evolve, but this is something that I'm really interested in seeing how you play with it, because it could become really, really interesting for this. And one more thing that I want to show you is that one part of the vision that we have this for the future is that if this is meant to be the place that you land when you start in Home Assistant, even though, again, you can always be able to replace it with your own dashboards for starting. Imagine that this is something that you land and you don't have a lot of experience, or maybe you're in the middle of a learning curve. How do I tease you of the next things that you could potentially be doing? Because we all know there's a lot of things to do when you start with Home Assistant, right? But how? So we added this little thing here because it's basically a shortcut to add device, create automation, add area, or add person, right? So I no longer need to remember or know in which part of settings everything around this is. You have a shortcut here. Again, everything is more about making you feel welcomed and making you feel, okay, now I have the tools to start, to kickstart my Home Assistant experience, or to decide to pause the dashboard experience for a while I focus in automations or something else. And this could potentially still be useful for you. So this is it. we also have a survey. It's in the same post that Frank and Matthias showed. We also have a survey. We also have a Discord channel. Please join. I would personally appreciate it. We want to develop in the open. We want to be able to get your insights live. One of the biggest issues about developing something like this is that if I only see my home, 3 more homes, 5 more homes, I'm never going to be able to get all the angles of what really a home is, right? Home is something so universal. So as many many voices we have, the more the better, really. And the survey is more like a lower friction thing. Like if you don't really have Discord access, or you don't feel like you can be involved in that, but hey, you have 5 or 10 minutes, you could give us a bit of a quick go if you like it or not, if you feel it's easier or complicated than what we had before. We are also going to use that a lot in evolving this.
How many minutes do you think the survey will take?
5 to 10.
Okay, there you go. No reason to skip it, people. Don't sit on it.
Well, I've seen someone
that's
saying
it, like,
3
again,
minutes, but I don't believe that person has answered and read everything. So,
3 minutes, maybe that was me doing like.
It could be. Yeah.
So I
Also,
had
we
a
know for
question.
sure is for example, in my home on security, I already found out some weird things, right? And that's what we want to figure out together. One of the weird
No
things in
home is
my
the
home
same.
is my dishwasher is a security device.
Yeah.
I also
No,
have this
and-
my washing machine.
And there's also like a very personalized angle of all this. Like there's a balance in between. Can I provide you something that it's fundamentally universal, but at the same time know that maybe this doesn't meet any of you? Like, for example, we already have a lot of feedback in beta about covers. We are international, right? We are worldwide. So a cover means climate, and for some areas, like in my personal case, for example, it does mean climate heavily, because covers are the one way that we have in a lot of places to cover from the sun, to cover from the heat. A lot of places don't have AC. But I can understand that if you ask for someone in, I don't know, in the Netherlands, I don't know, with climate change, I no longer know where it's cold and cloudy all day.
In the Netherlands, you just have curtains, but they're always
Yeah.
open. Like you walk past any living room, you can always look inside.
Yep.
The curtains. No, we have covers, like they keep going from up to down, and it's complete dark. And that's the kind of thing that it's weird, right? If you don't live in a country or in a cultural environment where covers are used for security or covers are used for climate, you would be like weirded out. So let us know, and we will see how much we can evolve this and in which directions, and how do we make sure that this is useful for everyone without making this a full customizable dashboard. For that we already have dashboards, right?
Exactly. We're not aiming to create the ultimate one dashboard for everyone. I guess that will never be possible. Like no home is the same. Every need is different. The aim is to create a better home dashboard experience, like the initial dashboard you see. Right now, it's still like based on the old dashboard actually nowadays. So we're slowly looking to make it more modern, and this is a more modern approach to that. About the survey, I saw a question from Ike. Ike was asking, could you add an option to display that last 10 used automatically? This is exactly the things that we're looking for too, right? It's not just how does this function for us, but what are you missing? This might be one of the things that you could raise in the survey.
Yeah. Yes, please.
Yes, please.
What would be the last 10, the last new devices, or what was last?
We can please join Discord. Also.
Please, exactly. So one of the ideas we've been discussing about this is next to like we call this a dashboard strategy. Basically, a dashboard strategy, please correct me if I'm wrong, it is a predefined based on rules how a dashboard is going to look like. And you've got some small configurations. For example, the area dashboard we recently also launched, and this dashboard. Same you can do with the smaller part of a dashboard, that's sections. You can have section strategies if you want to. And if you deep dive on this example, show me the last 10 most used entities. That could be part of this, right? And you can think more of this. So please join Discord and share your ideas.
Yep, definitely, 100%. And yeah, as I said, there's a link to the survey in the release notes. As you said, it will help. We're definitely aiming to make this a better experience. I like it, by the way. There are some things in there I'm like, okay, maybe we should pull it out, like the security one or something, like a separate dashboard or something that I could reuse would be cool over time. Maybe something I would submit, I guess. I should fill in the survey.
You fill in the survey. Yeah, I mean that's my personal dream, is that we have domain dashboards, right? Like energy is the first one, lights, climate, security, media player are the next 4. But we can, you can domains can be as big and small as you want, right? I think we've talked many times about like, why don't we have 3D printer dashboards, right? Like if I have a 3D printer and I have a camera, temperature, and then the 3D printer itself is 500 sensors, current job, whatever, like that should just be nicely organized in a beautiful 3D printer layout, right? Or there's so many, if you go on Hacks and you look for vacuum cards, right, that show the map, and like, there's so many, and it's just like, yeah, if you could have a vacuum dashboard just for each vacuum has a floor plan, you can say where it goes, that would make a lot of sense too.
Yeah, definitely. I also liked how you highlighted, by the way, this is also an entry point for new users. So if you set up like Home Assistant for the first time, you have no idea yet, right? So this is like a more peaceful landing in a way that it's you will get better acquainted with Home Assistant in that way. But you highlighted lights there. I do wonder, like I feel always feels like that lights are basically the gateway drug into smart home and home automation. Like I feel like everybody starts with lights somehow. I'm not sure if that's true for everybody in the chat or watching, but I guess that's still true.
I've also heard interviewed people that start with climate, like an energy control. That's also an angle, but it's less common.
Yeah. Interesting. I wonder if that changes now. More devices are in the market. Like it used to be like solidly light, but I can definitely see that maybe start with energy. Somebody writes, yeah, that could be a good.
I mean, if you get solar panels, you want to monitor it, or there's many reasons, right? Maybe you get into like growing plants, you want to monitor those. Or just lights, of course. There's many different ways you get into Home Assistant.
I'm actually doing that plant side of things right now. There's Open Plant Assistant, I think is what it's called. I've been messing with the PLT one from Apollo Automation in my stuff and found out there's a whole Hacks integration you can install that'll watch your plant stuff side of things. So I'm building a whole plant dashboard right now out of things. So that's something I'm going through and doing, and that'd be very interesting to see if we can do something similar. Because I think, was it The Verge that did the article on the Z-Wave thing that said that improved their gardening? Like, someone did an article about it saying that it
was The Verge, if I remember correctly.
It was, I think it was, yeah. And basically, like, if bigger people are doing these kind of focusing on their gardens and what they all do outside of there, that'd be really cool having a dashboard for that too.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, that plan is a picture. It's not real. Like I'm very bad at that stuff, so I might look into that. Just say.
Mine's Lego, so.
For me, like the key for me, like what is evolving is that smart home is for remote control, right? So you and local control. So you control all your lights. It was the easiest at the very beginning. Now that a lot of devices for plants have evolved, and they are easier to access, it makes a lot of sense. Same with energy. Like when I started, like almost 8 years ago. The only like approachable stuff that you could get mostly were lights and the son of plugs that I think I have like 25 of them somewhere.
I still need to give them water though. Anyways, so thank you so much for showing all this, Laura. I'm curious to see where this is going. Actually,
yeah.
But
for the home dashboard survey, we already got 10 responses. So that's
look at that.
Nice.
That's going quick.
That's good. How many likes do we have though on this video? If you look,
I don't know. I saw someone say just over 100. I think that's that's not good enough. We need more.
No.
than that.
That's not good. Like we ship 2 huge features like automation and dashboards, and we even have more. But probably the next section, by the way, that Wendelin has something to say about will probably give a lot of likes. At least I would do that because Jill already hinted a graph. What are these? If you looked very closely at Laura's presentation of the dashboard, you would notice some little graphs on that dashboard already. And those are actually new tile card features. Wendelin, do you have like prepped some stuff around this?
Yes, I have.
You do. Oh, nice. Look at that. Because there are a shitload of them this release. It would be cool to talk about. Oh, you have a huge dashboard, actually. Let me share that screen. Bam.
Thank you.
Nice.
Nice.
Ooh.
Maybe we can also start with the clock on the top. So this is also, it's not
Could
a
you
new-
like reduce the width of the screen a little bit so
Sure.
we can like see it a little bigger? Yeah, it's better.
CSI.
Enhance.
Yeah, so
Bananas.
our clock card now also has an analog clock. You can have different options for it. For example, if you show the seconds or not. Yeah,
Yes.
and then let's
That
look.
the analog clock is, by the way, beautiful. With this, we had the clock introduced a few releases back. That was written by Darren, actually. And this release, Timo picked it up to add the analog version, but it has a shitload of options, actually. Can you maybe like highlight those and show them?
Sure.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, so when you pick the clock card, you have to set analog here. You can change the size. This is medium now. You can hide the seconds. You can hide the background. You can hide the border.
It's so cool.
You can also change
The ticks.
how it looks. Yeah.
Nice.
And you can even change the time zone, but this was already there with the digital clock. Yeah.
I like it. You can change the ticks. Like, come on.
Is it possible?
Yeah, as you like it.
Is it
Yeah.
possible to change the second hand to be continuous moving instead of like ticking?
No, as far as I know. No.
There's room for
Ah,
improvement.
And we have no survey for that one, Paul.
Oh no, we don't. That's very cool.
Yeah, maybe we should create a survey just for this card. No. Yeah, and then we have our new tile card features here. So let's start with the new graph. As you see, I've added 4 different cards here: temperature, humidity, and this is always the last 24 hours. Actually, this is not temperature. So I did something wrong.
That's better, yeah.
Yeah. It's the battery of the temperature sensor, I assume. It would make sense.
Wrong entity selected.
Yeah. You have wind and illuminance from outside. And yeah, you can, if you want to change the color, you can just change it here as usual. And
Oh, that's nice.
That's
The
so
color
nice,
of the
yeah.
graph and the color of the
Yeah.
icon are
Or you
aligned.
just take this state color as default, yeah. So that's pretty nice, and I think it's a pretty cool detail here. Yeah.
This is by far one of the best features, I think, that has been added in recent history to the tile card. Being able to show that little graph and to show a little bit like the temperature change outside and inside of your house, especially like during very warm or cold periods. That's just very interesting to see, actually.
Yeah,
It's very
and
useful.
it's pretty easy to do just with the features setting. You can add here. Oh, this is another feature.
So
Yeah.
nice.
Next one, media player. Media player has now 2 new features. This is the volume, and this is I can play now.
It's not in your kids' room, right?
No,
Wake up.
it's here.
Ooh,
Yeah,
and the
so-
strike.
And
No,
if
they're more
if there's
seconds.
also a turn on, turn off button, you will also see it here. But my speaker is always on. Then we have the bar gauge feature. So this is just, for example, for batteries, here for a phone or for a battery switch, or this is the print progress of the 3D printer. This is actually running. When we started the stream, it was at 40%. So you see,
Oh, 89, nice.
yeah.
I like this one actually a lot, right? Because really at a glance, it makes you, oh, that's the value, right? Like it's so much easier to glance at it.
Yeah, and you can also, if you want, you can change the state content because you already see it here. So, yeah. And here you have the same features. It's just for battery. When you use the default one, it's gonna change depending on the percentage of battery.
Mm.
So I think here it was orange, right? Yeah, because it's not green anymore. Yeah. So, and we have more.
I would like to build
Buttons.
my battery dashboard with that, by the way, with all these Gauss cards, and then like show all my battery devices on a single page, and then like with the state colors. I think that would be like swell. I know you made it way back in the day, Paul, as a strategy for that, but I think this tile card,
I think it's
this
time.
like, would be
Yeah.
cool to make.
That's a good domain dashboard. Maintenance.
Yes.
Cards,
Yeah.
lifetime left on your brush for your vacuum cleaners.
Yeah, true.
Toothbrush, as much as possible.
Toothbrush, yeah.
So beautiful. I do like that little couch. Yeah, awesome.
Me too.
Wendelin, what are you printing? As JLo is asking.
I'm not printing. We actually bought a 3D printer in a group of 4, and it stands on our ground in a side house, and they all can access it via Home Assistant, of course. So yeah,
Nice.
Nice.
I'm actually
Nice.
I have no idea what is printing, but I'm lucky that something is printing, so we see that there's progress.
Okay, a demo how it's going. If you stop it, what happened? No, joking.
Yeah. This is the real button, yeah. So a good bridge, thank you, Matthias. So buttons, we have also a button feature now, where you can add your button. Normally, the button is just called press, but I added here a name. So normally it's press, and I added stop here.
Cool.
And yeah, I do not press it now. No, they are angry then.
So, but that one is not limited to buttons, right? There's other
No.
domains.
Yeah, for example, scripts. You can also
That's
trigger
useful.
scripts with it. Yeah.
Basically, if you use a script, you can make like any button, really, right? You can like create a script, do whatever you think about, like in those actions, like make a list. I don't know, turn on the lights and play music loudly and blink everything, make everyone crazy, and make a button of it. Party mode button. Party mode button.
mode
Everybody
button.
needs a
Nice.
party mode button. That's it.
And you're pretty fast then to add it to your dashboard, and it looks very nice. So
Nice.
yeah, let's continue. Wow,
This is
we can,
crazy.
This is a lot. This is a lot.
we are not done yet.
And these
Yeah,
are all
it's
the
pretty
new
simple.
ones, right?
You-
Because
you
we
can-
already have old ones.
Yeah, I just added the new ones. Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane.
Just prepared for the live stream. Yeah. So you can open and close your valve. This is actually just a demo, so it's not really open or close something yet now, so I can't just. Oh,
Good demo.
yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, the next is the fan features, and here we have 4 features. So one is to turn it on or off, and here you can say if it should rotate or not. No, this is the direction then, and here's the fan speed actually.
To be clear, you can put like people that are watching, you can put them in a single card, right? Like
Yeah,
you now have
you
4
can-
times the same pen, but look at that.
Oh, direction is already. You can do it twice, so it's fine. Yeah.
So if you change the speed and rotation and direction at the same time, you basically blow up the thing, right?
I don't know. This
It's
is
right.
also a demo. So.
Nice.
I mean, imagine doing that with
Works.
fun. It would be fun.
Yeah, so you can do actually everything in one card, of course. Makes more sense, but I just wanted to show it in single cards. How
It looks
like.
amazing.
Yeah, and here you have the same with the color. This is pretty nice.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
And now we reached already the last one. So yeah, the last new one, and
Already?
that's date. So if you have some kind of date helper or something else, you can now set the date on your dashboard. So yeah, I cannot set it now because I haven't mowed my lawn, but yeah, let's say I did it. Yeah,
That's cool.
And it also
You know
works
what?
for time, right? It's not just dates.
No, only date.
Oh, only date. Okay.
Doesn't work for time.
yeah,
yet.
as far as I know, yeah.
The what I like about all these tile card features, because this release has a whole bunch of them, right? The trend one, the media player, bar gouge, button, poll, fan features, date features. There's a whole list here. And what's so cool about this list is that a large part of this has been written by all types of different people. Like this is not one somebody at the Open Home Foundation that went all in for a month for something. No, this was written by Mindfreeze, who contributed. Timo contributed once. Then we have Pecan08, who created all the fan card features. Dehuben created the buttons. And that's just cool to see a whole bunch of people coming together and then making all this happen in this month. Like we all added it this month. It's just nice to see that it happens, and it's by so many people that put effort in making this card even more versatile than it already was. It's definitely my favorite card on the dashboard, by the way. The media player changes, though, the media player buttons, that makes it a great alternative to the media player card, actually.
Yes.
In many cases. It's very compact, I would say. I love that one. Very cool.
Yeah, that would be good to experiment with for our domain dashboards as well.
Yeah.
Yes. For example, I think the graph was actually created for the new home dashboard.
Yeah, that's true. That's, by the way, the very best one, to be fair, for me personally. That's personal. Of course, it's personal. But yeah.
I mean, look, I like how we had a graph footer for the entities card,
Oh, yeah.
right? For the last, I don't know, 6 years or something. And we had the sensor card, which had the built-in, basically the same thing. And now the tile card has it too, but nicer.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is,
The tile card is just pretty nice in general.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Wendlin, for showing, casing that. And by the way, thank you for all your effort on the automation editor this month.
Been a
Sure.
busy month.
It's
was
been a
fun.
busy month. I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We're not done yet. Sorry about that, but we're not.
This is kind of wild, right? It's August last month, so all this work is being done in the summer holiday. A lot of people has been on holiday as well from the team, like including myself. Like we still have shipped a lot of goodies.
Yeah, and did a product launch as well. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Okay, what the flip. Nevertheless, we do have a few things more. We have a bunch of new integrations this release. The first one
Alan
may sound
Connect.
familiar. Yeah, it sounds
It's
familiar.
back.
It's back, huh?
Yeah. No, it's been a journey. I don't want to go into all the details, but this integration was built by the company itself, right? So Genie, the company behind Aladdin Connect, I guess they have a theme of like the 1,000 Arabic Nights or something, but in their naming. But yeah, they created an API, added an integration now to use that API, allowed us to distribute the SDK through a nice open source license. So yeah, it's good. It's back. And they are the second biggest, I think, garage door opener in the United States. The first one being MyQ, which is famously hostile to everyone, including not just us, I mean, but also against Google and Amazon. They've pulled their skills from everywhere, right? Because they feel like they want to monetize it more, and like private equity is involved. It's just gross.
What was the word again? And shitification?
And
Yeah.
shitification. Yeah.
Although I like famously hostile as well. This is going to be added.
I mean, in our community, they are, aren't they? It's kind of infamous what happened. Yeah.
By the way, if you're stuck with a MyQ, Chamberlain, garage door, then you don't want to upgrade your garage door, which is kind of an ordeal because these things are big and heavy. There is a open source device called the RAT GDO, Rage Against the Garage Door Opener by Paul. He made these small devices. You plug it into your existing Chamberlain garage door opener, and it will get a local ESP Home powered API that no one can take away.
Yeah.
So it's actually a pretty good solution.
Excellent. That was a good laugh. Yeah.
But yeah, if you're stuck on MyQ, check out Red GDO. If you have if you use Aladdin Connect, boom, you are in business now.
We have Seco Pooldos. What a 3-minute system for your pool or spa. It pulls in like chlorine levels, temperature stuff, sensors like that, so you can monitor that, which is nice.
Sleep as Android. This one I actually like a lot. I mean, I also just switched back to Android. But the fact that you can pull in your alarms and just have it in Home Assistant and be automating on top of that, so you don't have to guess what your schedule is. Your phone, which is the source of truth of when you're gonna be woken up, will actually tell Home Assistant like, oh yeah, this time the alarm will ring. This time I'm gonna make sure the living room is cool or the coffee is warm, so cool. Or all this stuff.
For iOS, you need all kinds of hacks indeed to fix this.
Yeah,
this is super cool, but it does require a separate app. Like, can just Android and iOS just like be open with this? Like,
no.
We can still ask nicely, Missy.
We can, and they'll tell us exactly what I just said. No.
Yeah.
We wish,
Definitely.
but no.
All right, and then 2 grill Bluetooth barbecue thermometers. This is cool because it uses our Bluetooth proxies, which you can make yourself using an ESP32. If this is the first time you hear about Bluetooth proxies, by the way, we have a very cool system developed by Nick. He basically ESP Home those are the microcontrollers that are like 7-8 euros, and you can put them anywhere in your house. You install them with our firmware that you can get for free on esphome.io and look for ready-made projects. And all of a sudden, Home Assistant will be able to leverage the Bluetooth from these microcontrollers to make Bluetooth connections. So you put a Bluetooth proxy close to your barbecue, Home Assistant will be able to talk to your barbecue thermometer. So this one leverages that. Really cool.
The thing is, I've been looking for them, the two grill thermometers. It seems to be Dutch manufacturer from origin. The website is down though. I'm not sure if they still
Oh.
exist, but if you have them, they work.
They work, and they all work local, right? Because it goes
Yeah.
on Bluetooth.
So that's cool. But I could find them in Google, as in it shows up, but the page itself is dead now. I don't
Oh my
know.
god. Okay.
Maybe it's
But I mean, this is the power of Home Assistant, right? No other smart home system would have time to integrate these kind of devices. But there are people out there that have these devices. They want them to work with Home Assistant. They build it themselves, right? This is what Illupus did.
exactly. Like a good example would be the old like U bridge, right? If you still have the old P1 U bridge, it cannot be used anymore remotely in the Hue app, I believe. But it will work with Home Assistant.
Yeah.
That's the cool thing. We also have some noteworthy improvement to existing integrations in Home Assistant. Let me highlight a few. I'm not sure why this renders, so maybe it's my Zoom. Let me zoom like this. That's better. Enhance even more. Husqvarna, some new additions. Can reset a cutting blade.
Oh, very important.
It's like maintenance things. I think if you have one of those machines, you want to maintain them. So I guess it's nice to automate on them, right? Like you have to like perform maintenance would be a nice notification.
I was in Europe this summer. I saw robot lawnmowers everywhere.
Yeah, you too. You see them all around.
Yeah.
It's like the new vacuum cleaner trend or something. At least if I go into like the home improvement store, they're stacked up in many sizes and variants actually. Reolink is there.
Of
Could
course.
not miss out. Of course, it's there. So that's very nice to see. I like the PlayStation network improvement here because you can now send notifications to your friends. Maybe you could automate them when you own them in the game or something automatically to own them in chat. Troll them. But still, it's cool that it's possible in a way. But the best feature of this list I would give to the next one because Tomonori actually brought like individual enable disable switch controls on Unify switches. So not just PoE, but like any port, which is very cool. You could, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of interesting. We used to have the PoE one, right? Where you could enable, disable the PoE so you could like power cycle devices. But this is actually way more useful. Like, oh, hey, let me just cut off the network of this device because I don't want my kids to be on the internet.
Watch TV.
Yeah.
We are fully like using internet for TV for internet or TV over the internet, IPTV based. So I could toggle now the switch to turn off television capabilities. Yeah. What else is in here? That's cool. Russell Sanrio, the media browser. I always like seeing media players adding media browser support. It allows for easier automations as well. Tesla Matry, charging and preconditioning actions. Charging I can understand, that might be helpful for home. Preconditioning you generally only use if you fast charge. I'm not sure what the action use is, but you can if you have a use case for it. Maybe you can automatically detect or something if you're close to a fast charger on your way home or general commute or something, and then precondition automatically. I don't know. And some new support for new devices in Enphase and Voy. So if you're into
nice
Voy system, the IQ meter caller actually does something with power failover, like backup power stuff, which is pretty interesting stuff. So that's pretty advanced stuff jumping into. So that's it for. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I always like that we have so many integrations, and each integration at its own pace is evolving. Every release a little bit. Sometimes there's some pause, sometimes there's some rapid development, and it's just cool, right? Like as long as there's somebody that is using it, that is caring about it, it's kind of like a big community garden with little patches, and everybody is like caring a little bit for this piece, and they see maybe a integration there needs some love, they maintain it over there. You're going to see like a bunch of names in this list, right? Like G.A. Johansson, for example, is all over the place always, right? Like fixing stuff left and right. Very cool to just see how our community works that way, right? And be able to, that's how we build Home Assistant. With all these like thousands of integrations. And that's why we can support things like barbecue thermometers that no longer are sold or produced because people care, right? People don't want to throw their devices out. We don't want you to throw devices out. So we are able together to facilitate that for you. You can still use all this stuff.
Talking about people like putting effort into integrations, we have a bunch of them reaching new levels on the integration quality scale. To shout out to TD Fountain for the network UPS tools, the NUT tools to reach platinum, and Uptime Kuma also reached platinum by Trantor. So thank you so much. And Mastodon.
That reminds me, I need to update that spreadsheet. I was tracking the growth.
Oh, right. We had a spreadsheet for that. That's true.
I need to put that on my.
We can do that. It's based on tax. It's fine.
Yeah.
So and Mastodon is now bronze. Thank you so much, Andrew, for doing that. What else is here? New to set up through the UI, and this one is one of the more complex ones in terms of integrations, but a very interesting one to play around with and do stuff with. The Bayesian integration is now available to set up through the UI. It's very cool to see this one landing into the UI because it's a very hefty one, but it's so freaking useful. Definitely should check that out, what you can do with that. All right, then we have one that's going away. Yeah, it's not always like nice stuff, right? Sorry, but in this case, the Falcon integration has been removed. The manufacturer has changed their API in such a way that it doesn't work anymore, so their integration was broken, and they have put in new policies because nobody can use their stuff.
So lame.
Yeah, it's like MyQ, right? Yeah.
I was looking at it like it's like a Polish thing, but I couldn't read. I don't speak Polish, so
it's not my best thing either.
No.
All right. We have some other noteworthy changes in Home Assistant itself that need highlighting, by the way, not necessarily integration based, but based on our feature set, which we should talk about.
Pedro has been on fire, as always.
He has been on fire for months on the templating, and he keeps on continuing, actually. So there are 2 items from him on this list. You can now set an entity ID from YAML if you would like to, like the preferred entity ID. If you make a template entity in a YAML the old-fashioned way, I don't know why, but if you do because you need advanced features or just like YAML more, you can set the preferred the preferred entity ID you want it to get in Home Assistant instead of coming down from the name. Very welcoming feature and requested a lot actually in our feature request section. But he also added 2 new entity types to the template integration, which is bigger to me. It's the event entity and update entity you can now create through templates. So
yeah, that's cool.
Especially the update entity, by the way, some use cases I've seen is people, creating and templating through commands their own Docker update entities or their own going to SSH into a machine to do an apt-get update thing or things like that. You can go out and about.
I mean, these are especially powerful when you're using trigger-based template entities, right? So you can actually listen to MQTT, for example, and then use that data that you receive over topics to create your own event entity or your update entity.
Yep, exactly. Cubic meter the minute is now supported as a volume rate, which is cool. And then we have Mike, Mike the voice, who has been
Mike has been on fire. I think we've been working on voice for 3 years now already, right? Like we've been doing a lot of effort. If you haven't heard about it, check out our Home Assistant Voice Preview Edition. I'm gonna grab one. Oh well, my closest one is the Pokemon one, but yes, it's a great device. Kids will love it. They can talk to AI. You can also talk with our local voice matching. Our local voice matching had always traditionally just been based on sentence matching, exact matching, and now Mike has developed a new system that we can do more fuzzy matching. So we will take your entities, your devices, we take your sentences, we create a graph of like all the different things you can say, and then we have some probabilities, and if you are within the certain bounds of the probabilities, we're able to match a lot more stuff. So if you previously heard a lot, sorry, I couldn't understand, well, that should probably be better handled now. We either match it correctly or we give the right error. We're launching this today only for English, though. We are looking into doing this for other languages. We have figured out how to do it, but not yet how to distribute it, because you add every language in the world and the fuzzy matching support together, it would be like hundreds of megabytes. We don't want to put that in default in the Home Assistant release, so we're going to figure out how to do that, but it's coming as well. We also have a couple of new intents. So our language leaders, they've been active. They've been saying, hey, I want this, I want that. We've been working with them. So you can now do relative volume control, which, we used to have absolute volume controls. You could say, set the volume to 30%, set the volume to 60%. But now you can also say, hey, increase the volume, and we'll do like a small step of 5 or 10%. And this is great because, you don't need to know what the current volume is, and you have to guess. You don't actually have to learn anything. You just say what you want, increase the volume, decrease the volume.
What I like about this feature so freaking much, actually, because it's way more complex than you just described. It's not just up the volume because the sound is great. If you hear that song that you like, right, and it's blowing out of, I don't know, 4 out of 10 speakers, like not every media player, right? I use my Sonos system, for example, and then I hear this great music while my TVs and such are turned off. And if I say like up the volume, it will only up the volume for the devices that are at that moment in time playing, which is just so cool. It doesn't touch the television or anything else. It only picks up the active media players. I found that so smart. That is so cool.
Yeah, it's been, this is one of those things indeed where like, you see the tip of the iceberg with this very deep amount of logic that goes into all our media player handling, actually. Yeah. Lastly, as well, you can control fan speeds. So, you can actually now set the percentage of a fan speed. So you can say, hey, set the fan speed to 50%, 75%, and that will help you, make it cool down a little bit more.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Just cool.
I'm thinking if there's anything new with AI stuff for voice. Not this release.
Not this release. There's stuff coming, though.
Next release. Yeah, we're cooking. We're cooking.
Keep on cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I have something else to show and share because we've missed one. So I'm going to show another one that's in
True.
here. And we saw the clock, but there's another one here. If I go to my setup system,
This one, this is so cool.
Listen, I like this one. It's all in the bottom of the release notes, but still, I think it's a nice touch. I have this 33% of my storage used, and if you want to know where it's being used, then like you couldn't know besides going to deep dive in through command line or something. And for this release, we improved this experience actually, which is based on a design, Matthias, that you created, I don't know, 3-4 years ago.
Oh, I joined Nabokasa at the time 4 years and a month ago. I think I designed it 4 years ago, maybe.
Yeah,
like
exactly, right? So this is how long this design has been lingering around, and this has been picked up. So look at this. This is the
so cool.
very old one we have. Bam, there it is. I just love this.
This is cool.
It's
really good.
Little
Credits
nice
to
touch.
Petter.
Yeah, Petter
Petter
implemented it. Yeah.
It's cool.
It will be fun to learn from the community when they go look at this page, if they're surprised with their storage is going. Right? Did you expect that your add-on data was 80 gigs, Frank?
Why my add-on it has 80 gigs? Yeah, I know. I would love to deep dive. We have discussed this as well for a next step, but I know where it's going in this case. I definitely know where this one is going, but in the end, like it's fine. For my case, it's fine. I have
It's-
this
it's-
space enough.
For mine, it's super interesting because a lot of times you have your disk is full and you keep removing stuff like a maniac, and it's probably the wrong stuff, but you don't even know that's the wrong stuff, right? So this is something that is going to be very helpful to understanding actually how it's shaped and to be able to take action.
Yep.
I'm actually
Alright.
surprised, Frank, because I'm looking at your system. You have 15 gigabytes used for system. I'm looking at my system. I have 23 gigabytes used for system. That's a lot of
I have
data.
nearly the same as Frank. I have 15.9.
Please don't look at this system. This is not a normal system. This is like
Mine's 11 gig.
yeah. I also have a screenshot of 25, but this like my system is not the usual the way it works. Let me put it that way because well, I tend to like mess with this stuff on a daily basis.
We're getting some comments, by the way. Some people saying 24, 15, 12, 10. So there's a range. We're all in the...
It also has to do with locks, by the way, and such that are stored and how much it
Mm.
will take in and cycle in that. So, and depending on how many the journal is there too. So,
Frank, now we're here and everybody starts looking at this page. They've never looked at this page before. I think there's two things I want to highlight. First, network storage. In case you didn't know, you can actually mount folders. Use them as media folders. You can use them as backups or just a share to maybe make accessible to add-ons that are indexing stuff. So that's actually a really nice feature that is slightly hidden, but very, very useful. The other feature that people might see for the first time is lifetime. And lifetime stands, if you are using a system with flash disk storage, like for example, Home Assistant Green, Home Assistant Blue, Home Assistant Yellow. I think we can have those stats as well from the Raspberry Pi Compute module. Not all of them have it. We will, flash storage has a limited lifetime. And so the more logging is being written, the more, more things are being written in general, but it's often logging files that are being written like a lot. You can see that the lifetime over time will, expire. Like it will start detecting that certain flash blocks are no longer valid, disable them, which means the amount of space that you have that you can use is being reduced. If you ever see this bar going all the way full, then you might want to make sure you have a backup. Once it gets full, then there's no lifetime left. There's no more extra blocks to write things to. Things might go wrong. So you definitely, when you have 10%, 20% left, go look for a replacement flash memory or upgrade your whole device or both.
this is, let me switch to my yellow production system. That's this one. This is Home Assistant Yellow. You can see the lifetime here is lower, it's 2%.
I mean, it
the
doesn't
system is also
go.
smaller.
It doesn't
This is
grow
smaller.
very fast, right? Like in a normal system, like the lifetime, should last you at least 10 years. Oh yeah, Thomas, you're right. You always want a backup, by the way. So
Always.
we have
in
a
general.
very good backup system. Lots of good options. There's a wizard. If you haven't used it before, it will help you get started with backups. Definitely give it a shot. Talking about shots, if you want to support our work,
Shots.
now if you
We're
want to
doing shots
support our
now?
work, we already talked, of course, about the Home Assistant Connect CWA2, but yeah, any licensed official hardware product, Home Assistant Cloud, Home Assistant Green, Home Assistant Connect CWA2, Home Assistant Connect CBT1, or Home Assistant Voice Preview Edition, all of these purchases support our work, right? The way it works, Nabukasa pays the majority of the profit on all of these products. They go to the Open Home Foundation. The Open Home Foundation hires people to work on open source. The Open Home Foundation is a non-profit based in Switzerland. It is bound to its mission, right? So we make sure that all the work that is being done is also just to benefit everyone and the open source, and of course you, the user of all of our products. So support our work. It's awesome, and it helps us.
Yeah, someone asked, like usual, can I just donate directly? And no, you can't. Not yet, though. That's actually something I'm kind of working on with a new hire we just hired, thanks to your guys' contributions. Our e-commerce manager is actually going to help us launch our new merch store. So
Merch is coming.
Yes, finally. I can't. No time
Stickers.
frame. Yes.
Stickers.
Stickers. Not only
You give us money, we give you stickers. Right?
Yes,
That's
yes. But you give us more money for those stickers. That's how this works. So it's all coming. Yeah. One of the things that I really want to do is address that key point there, is that a lot of people want to be able to donate to us individually, and we hope that the merch store can answer a little bit of that. So if you're a big company that wants to donate $10,000 or something, talk to Paulus there. He'll absolutely be down for talking with you more. But individuals, stick with your subscriptions for now.
Yeah.
Get the hardware for now. But we're working on the merch finally. I promise.
Yes.
That looks good. I'm looking forward to that. We have so much in the pipeline to look forward to, by the way. It's
Really do, yeah.
something to look forward to less, by the way, which we should discuss. It's just part of like the deal that goes into the release, or something we should do, I guess. Backwards incompatible changes.
Ooh, no.
I'm sorry. It's just part of the thing. But yeah, there are some small differences. There's an encoding change in the microcharacter. Don't worry about that. That's more of like if you're exporting data into an external thing like InfluxDB or not. This might be of a concern for you, which you should look into. But in general, it's not big of an issue. OneWire removes an attribute that was previously already deprecated, so that's cool. Alexa devices now uses a list of sounds and voices that are synced with the mobile app, so there's no longer a variant parameter in the action. So if you're still using that, you should clean up the automation. That's what's in here. KNX, that's a good one. The KNX scenes now actually update the timestamp not only when you click and activate the scene from Home Assistant, but also when they're activated from outside of Home Assistant. So if you activate a KNX scene, you see that reflected.
I like that a lot.
I would say it's an improvement, but if you build automations around this fact, then it might be like a little bit backwards incompatible. So we nevertheless list it, right? What else is in here? It's interesting. There's a change in way it's armed. If you have that, you should look into it. SwitchBot Bluetooth. The battery property on vacuum entities has been removed. We did that last release for a whole bunch of vacuum cleaners. This one was missed last release and now cleaned up. There's a separate entity, by the way, to provide your battery level. And last but not least, I think this is maybe the most important one, is Yale.
So this one is actually, the reason for it is very nice, and is that we are now using Yale August official API in the United States. That means that we have been talking to the company behind Yale August, and they have acknowledged our existence, and they have they want to collaborate with us, and so they have given us access to their APIs, and that means that we now have an official way for getting people to authenticate with the Yale August server. So you can follow their OAuth method and get the data. You should be able to get a repair issue automatically saying, hey, you can please re-authenticate. It goes you through a normal step where you go to their website, you log in, it asks if you want to connect to Home Assistant, redirect you back, and you're all set. I did this. It took 2 minutes, not even. So definitely do it. Well, otherwise you don't have your log. So you want that. But I'm really happy that we're able to like collaborate with the Fortune brands.
Yep. Not really breaking, but still, after upgrading, it's a little bit odd, so you should be aware.
Yeah.
So that's there for the the backwards incompatible changes to this release. And that actually brings us to freaking
It's a
this
long
release.
release.
To the end of the
Still full
release.
hours. Yeah.
Boom.
Boom! Yes, we are through, and this is just a regular holiday season vacation release. It's normal this size, right?
Yeah.
Want to do a Matrushka puppet here? That you start the live stream on your side? And no, joke.
I could. I think I could. It should work.
Oh no.
Side. And...
Look at that! No. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm removing it.
Nice little inception of
For
videos.
people that have only been watching the stream and not their Home Assistant dashboard, the update was live from the beginning. So go to your config panel, click on the top right, overflow, check updates. It should be there.
Yeah, I saw some questions in the beginning of the stream. People, where's the update? There was an issue with Docker. Of course, it's always Docker uploading issues, but it's fixed during the stream, and everything should be available for everyone right now.
Cool. Yeah, if you do the overflow reload, it checks for it really easily and reloads for it. So do that.
Yep.
Do that.
Yeah. So yeah, I really hope people are gonna enjoy the new homepage dashboard. I hope people are gonna enjoy the new automation sidebar. Make sure you fill in the surveys. Let us know what you think. Right? We don't track you. We don't have any data. So if you don't tell us what you think, we can only talk to people, read the sentiment on Reddit and our forums and Discord and all that stuff. Blue
We can, by
Sky.
the
So
way, just
yeah, just let us know what you think. We might listen.
Mike.
that sounds very.
We take everything into consideration.
We do.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
So
Small update. We are at almost 20 people that has replied. So
Nice.
Thank you.
I mean,
And which one?
generally, I would say our community is really good in filling in surveys and giving us feedback. So
It's so useful. It's so useful, and it's in the end, like, yeah.
I think that's also actually, if you are on Discord, you go to those roles, get the developer role, join the actual discussions of dashboards and want to contribute like your thoughts and maybe even some code or design. Like, you just get to hang out with us, right? While we're working, like we work on Discord. Everyone has access to our channels where the team is discussing these kind of things because we want to work with people. In fact, the Open Home Foundation, we wouldn't exist without community, right? It's tremendous important, right? We are the #1 open source repository in the world because we keep working with people all the time. So if you're interested in joining these two cool projects, there are also other things, right? Voices, speech, LLMs, all that stuff is also being discussed on Discord. So join us there if you want to help contribute, and let's build something amazing together.
Yep. One final shout out I want to reiterate on is we will host a meetup event in Berlin upcoming Saturday.
Yes.
So if you're in that area and want to go there and you haven't signed up yet, oh, that's the wrong button. There we go. please sign up, and I hope to see you there. I'll post the link in the chat as well.
Awesome.
Nice.
And with that, I guess we reached the end. No, not fully the end. After this, we will head out to our Discord server. And on Discord, there's a channel called Community Stage, which is basically similar to this, except there's a chat. Well, there's a chat here too, but we can interact. You can raise your hand and like join us on stage, ask a question.
So that's where we do a live Q&A. So
Yep.
all the good stuff happens there.
Yeah.
We spilled secrets.
And we
Sometimes.
derail constantly as well, even more
It's
than
so
on
lovely.
actual live stream. It's so nice. So
Yes.
yeah, definitely. With that said, I would say thank you for watching. Hope to see you next month.
Z-Wave antenna.
That was real
Oh,
subtle.
that was so
Super subtle. Great job, Paul.
And now for a word from our sponsor. No, this is so
Let's
bad.
do a magic
Thank-
trick again.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you next month, and I will continue the story on everything you've seen today. Actually,
Yes.
so that's going to be exciting. Have a good month. See you next month. Bye bye.
See ya.
See you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.